Are you Ms. Jacobs?
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, you're charged with failure to comply, I guess striking an unattended vehicle. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine.
Notice how the judge starts by reaffirming the Miranda rights. This isn't just procedure. It's a constitutional checkpoint. The moment a defendant acknowledges these rights, everything that follows becomes part of the legal record. Think about it. Would you stay silent or try to explain your side right there in court? Drop your answer. Speak or silent.
We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you.
On February 27, 2025, an officer responded to an FSGI call in the HEB parking lot in Houston, Harris County, Texas. The complainant reported that while shopping, her vehicle was backed into by an unknown individual who did not stop. When she returned to her vehicle, a note was left with a license plate number, a witness's phone number, and a statement about the incident. The witness confirmed seeing a vehicle back into the complainant's vehicle and drive off. The witness gave a description of the defendant and her vehicle. On March 4th, 2025, an officer met with the loss prevention manager at HEB and was shown surveillance video from the parking lot, which showed the defendant driving over a curb and parking her vehicle. The defendant did shopping in the store and got back in her vehicle. The defendant began to reverse into the complainant's vehicle. The defendant paused briefly before driving off and exiting the parking lot. Surveillance video clearly showed the defendant as well as the defendant's vehicle's license plate. The officer confirmed the license plate was registered to the vehicle and the registered owner was the defendant. The officer compared the driver's license photo with the surveillance images and positively identified the defendant. The officer called the defendant and the defendant acknowledged he rubbed another car with her bumper. The complainant provided photographs of the damage to her car along with an estimate that the total cost of repair would be $3,009.23.
Okay. Ms. Jacobs, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with the case. Can you run her license, please? See if she has a valid license.
Yes, Judge.
I'm ordering you not to drive any vehicle unless you have a valid Texas driver license and liability insurance in your name. That's the only condition I'm putting on you at this time. Do not pick up any new cases. If you do, I will revoke your bond, put you in jail. No more PR bonds. Do you understand, man?
Driver's license is valid.
Okay, so we're just going to craft bond conditions for you not to drive without insurance as well. We'll have you sign it, and after that, you'll be free to go. You have a lawyer. Because you have a lawyer, I will waive your appearance. You don't have to waste your time coming to court, but you must stay in touch with him, and he'll tell you if and when you have to come back to court. If he tells me he can't get hold of you because you've gone AWOL, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. All right? We'll have you sign a reset with Victoria. We'll have you take a seat in the juror box while we get your bond conditions. We'll have you sign it, and then you'll be free to go. All right? Thanks, guys.
This way.
Good morning, Mr. Macias.
Buenos días, señor Macías.
Sir, you are charged with assault, bodily injury.
Daño
You're
corporal.
facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent.
Culpados.
Anything you say can or will be used against you.
Quiet.
You have the right to have an attorney present.
El derecho de tener un abogado presente.
If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you.
Van a asignar un abogado oficio.
On March 10th,
El 10 de marzo del
2025,
2025,
at approximately 5:03
aproximadamente
p.m.,
5:03 de la
an
tarde,
officer
un
was
oficial
dispatched to
lo
a
llamaron
disturbance
a una
unknown weapon call
con una
at a
llamada de
residence
que tiene
in
una arma
Harris County,
aquí
Texas.
en una residencia en el condado de Harris.
The officer made
El
contact
oficial hizo
with the
contacto con
defendant
el acusado, usted,
and complainant
y el quejante
on the sidewalk of
ahí
the
en la
residence.
acera de la residencia.
The officer
El oficial
observed the
observó
call was related
que la llamada
to
era
a previous
relacionado a otra llamada
on
previa
March 6th,
del 6 de marzo
2025.
del 2025 que estaba
The defendant stated
El
his right
acusado
hand
dijo
was
que la mano
injured
derecha le hicieron
approximately 3
daño
days ago
hace como 3 días
because he fought with the
porque había
complainant
peleado con el
who
quejante
beat up the defendant
que
and that he was
había
sitting
dado
outside
golpes
playing
y
guitar
estaba afuera
on the day of the
tocando
incident.
guitarra el día que ocurrió el
The
incidente.
complainant became
El
upset
quejante
because he
se
did not
enojó
like the noise and that
porque
the
no
complainant
le gustó el ruido
complains about
y-
music all the time.
y él siempre está
And-
quejándose sobre la música siempre.
And that the complainant caught him
Y
at
el
a bad
quejante
time
lo agarró un tiempo que estaba
because he
tomando
was
un
drinking
borracho, que
alcohol
estaba tomando
and was
alcohol
angry.
y estaba enojado.
The defendant stated he was tired
El
of the
acusado
complainant
dijo
constantly
que
bothering
estaba
him,
cansado de que él siempre se está molestando
that the complainant deserved to get beat up,
y le merecía
and if
que le dieran una
officers
paliza.
released
Y
him,
los oficiales
he would
lo
show
dejaron
them what he
y
could do
le
by
iba a
assaulting
enseñar
the complainant
qué ibas a
again.
hacer por agredirle otra vez.
The defendant stated he did
El
nothing wrong.
acusado dijo que no hizo nada mal.
The complainant stated that on March
Antes
6,
dijo que el 6 de
2025,
marzo del
he was
2025
assaulted by
lo
multiple
agredió a
males.
varios hombres.
He was taking out
Le
the
estaba
laundry when
sacando
the
su ropa
suspect started
sucia
calling him
cuando el sospechoso empezó
racial
a llamar
slurs,
a un montón de
assaulted
palabras
him,
raciales y le
and dropped him
agredió
to the ground.
y le tiró al piso.
The complainant stated the suspect
El
punched him
quejanto
on the
dijo
right
que
side
el
of his face
sospechoso le pegó
with
en
a
la cara
clenched
derecha
fist, causing
de la
pain.
cara con un puño,
He
causando dolor
sustained
y
an
le
injury
dio
to his right knee
un-
and right
una
hand
lesión en la rodilla derecha y la mano derecha.
and left side of his torso was
Y en el
hurt
lado
as he
izquierdo del
believed he was
torso,
kicked.
pues parece que él cree que le habían dado una patada.
On March 10th,
El 10 de
2025,
marzo
the complainant
del
stated
2025,
one of the suspects
antes dijo
who attacked
que uno de
him
los sospechosos que le habían
on March 6th,
atacado el 6 de
2025
marzo de 2025
was at the location.
estaba en ese lugar
The complainant pointed at the
y el que
defendant
antes le
and
apuntó
stated he had to go to the
al
hospital
acusado
due to
y le dijo que
injuries.
tenía que haber ido
Did he
al hospital.
identify him?
The defendant was
Lo
identified with
Lo
his Mexican
identificó
voter ID card.
con la
Yes, the
tarjeta de
complainant
votar
pointed at the
mexicana.
defendant, stating he was the
Él
one
lo
who attacked him
apuntó
on
al
March.
acusado y dijo que él fue quien la atacó.
Mr. Macias, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with your
Yeah.
case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to
This moment's heavy. The judge is walking a tightrope between compassion and warning. What's happening here is more than just criminal court. Immigration enforcement runs parallel. If you're detained with no legal status, your case doesn't just pause, it shifts jurisdictions. You go from county jail to federal custody. It's a brutal reminder that one local arrest can spiral into deportation. Wild system, right?
have any contact with the complaining witness,
Que no tengas ningún
not to be in possession of weapons,
o sea,
not to go within 200 feet of where he lives or where he works.
él vive o trabaja.
I don't know what your immigration status is,
¿Cuál es tu-
but if you're not in this country with permission
Si no
and you
estás
go to
aquí,
jail and immigration finds you because they sweep it daily, they will put an immigration detainer on you and you will be stuck in custody until this case is over with. And then you get shipped off to immigration, where you'll sit for another 6 to 9 months. I do not want that to
esos
happen
9 meses,
and don't
es que eso
become a danger to my community. I don't care what is going on in your life. I don't care who bothers you. If I find that you pick up another case, you become a danger.
Otro caso,
It's not going to go well
el
for you.
peligro a esta comunidad no te va a ir bien.
You understand?
¿Entendido? Sí. Yes.
Do you have a lawyer today?
¿Tienes un abogado hoy?
No lo tengo.
No, sir. No te
Have the ability to hire a lawyer.
¿Tienes la capacidad de contratar un abogado?
De momento estoy fracturado, no.
At this moment, I have a fracture.
Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer?
¿Tienes el dinero para contratar un abogado?
De momento no.
At this moment, no.
I'll have you fill out an application. I'll see whether you qualify. I need to know everything about you. I need to know how much money you have in the bank,
Todo.
what you have money coming in, what kind of property you have, and then I'll take a look. We will create bond conditions for you.
Pues va.
Did you say that alcohol was a factor in this?
Yes, Judge. The defendant
Preguntó si
stated
había
he
alcohol
was
en este
angry
caso.
because he
Dice que
was
sí,
drinking that
porque
day.
estabas enojado ese día porque estabas
I'm
tomando
also
ese día.
not to
Pero
consume
también
alcohol,
te voy a
legal
ordenar
drugs.
que no tomes alcohol.
Test you. Mr. Macias, if I find that you're consuming alcohol, likewise, I will put you in jail.
Encuentro que estás tomando
Do you
alcohol
understand?
en la cárcel, ¿entendió?
Sí.
Yes.
I will, Deputy Miranda is going to give an application. I'll have you sign a receipt with Victoria. You'll get with Felicia for your bond conditions, and then we'll have you take a seat with
Y
your
vamos a ver
boss.
si te vamos a dar un abogado de cuánto quieres de fianza. Pase allá.
Don't worry about filing conditions because
I have a plea, Judge.
you ready?
Yes, Judge. Felipe Alvarado.
Mr. Alvarado, come up. Hi there. Hey. Hey, the lady from yesterday, is she up here?
Sí, señor, no, señor.
Mr. Alvarado, you were charged with driving while intoxicated. You
Checado.
were facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 3 days in jail with credit for the 2 days that you have done.
Chistes.
You need to understand that this charge will go on your record after today, and it will be there for the rest of your life.
Está por el resto de tu vida.
From now on, you will be facing a minimum of 30 days in jail for any new cases that you pick up. So no more slaps on the wrist, as it were.
O sea, más o menos.
You get pulled over from now on, and you have the slightest smell of alcohol in your breath, an officer sees this DWI. It's probably not going to go well for you.
Fíjate que no va a estar bien, compadre.
Do you understand?
Yes, yes, sir.
Giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration
Entonces, el
consequences. You can be
americano con sus
deported,
recuerdos de migración.
excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law.
Que puede
You
ser
give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, it will go on your record. You can never take it off. Is this what you want to do?
es lo que tienes que hacer, es lo que quieres hacer tú. Dices que soy culpable.
Soy culpable.
I am guilty.
I'm going to find you guilty. I will follow the agreement. The other thing is that there is a $3,000 surcharge that tacks onto your license and onto you when you pick up a case like this. I will waive it today. But if you continue to endanger our community, the next time a second offense, it's a $6,000 surcharge. And if you don't pay it, every $100 you owe, you sit 1 day in jail. So get a clue. From now on, if you want to have 32 beers, 52 shots, take an Uber. It's not hard. I am going to suspend your license for 90 days. Do not drive until you get a license. Good luck to you, sir.
Buena suerte para ti.
No, he'll pay for this. Yeah.
First man, Alred Brown, it's an arraignment and a motion to sub.
All right, come on up. You ready? Bring your client.
Was it filed today, Councilman?
Page 6.
Motion to sub, I think we filed it here yesterday. Which had been filed a while ago, wasn't it? It just recently.
I think it makes those kind of.
It's already attached. Brown?
Yeah. Those were attachments.
I think it's already, Aircon's already.
Okay, just making sure my notes
Hello,
just said
good
motion.
morning.
You're Alfred Brown.
I am.
You're facing an assault causing bodily injury. You're facing up to a year in jail.
I don't believe
I don't
so,
think-
Your
I
Honor.
don't
I
think
believe this
that's
is an
what it-
interference with
I'm
the
sorry,
public
right,
service.
I'm looking.
Yeah, and that's not
Yes,
me.
you're right. Interference with the duties of a public servant. 6 months in jail and a $2,000 fine.
Quiet.
We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you.
On March 11th, 2025, at approximately 1:21 p.m., the officer observed a vehicle speeding at 48 miles per hour in a 35 miles per hour zone, and a temporary tag that came back as expired as of March 3rd, 2025. A traffic stop was initiated. The defendant stopped in the middle of the road, and the officer signaled for the defendant to pull over to the nearest parking lot. The defendant opened the driver's side door and attempted to step out. She became hostile and then was yelling and cursing. The defendant was giving commands to walk in front of the officer's patrol vehicle. Since the defendant was not complying with commands to get back inside the vehicle, the defendant then walked partially to the back of their car, and the officer detained the defendant and began actively resisting. The defendant was given multiple commands to place their hands behind their back, and the defendant continued to pull away and tense on the officer's attempt to walk them back to the car. The defendant then locked onto the door to prevent the officer from placing hands.
That line from the judge, pure courtroom wisdom. He's not just lecturing, he's warning about power dynamics. In real-world encounters, arguing with law enforcement on the spot almost never ends well. The judge's phrase, "You only get one life," hits hard because it underscores the life or death stakes behind routine stops. What do you think? Is the judge being too blunt or refreshingly real here?
Handcuffs. The defendant was taken to the ground where they continued to resist. The defendant was tased after giving repetitive commands and not complying. The defendant was then successfully placed into handcuffs, and it was later learned that the defendant had an unloaded firearm in their vehicle and was identified by their Texas driver's license.
Okay, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with the case. Can you run the license, please? Make sure it's eligible.
There is no driver's license on file, Your Honor.
Yeah, and I have it eligible. My driver's license is valid.
Unless you have a valid Texas driver license
I do.
and liability insurance in your name, you're not allowed to drive. That's a condition of your bond. That's the only condition I'm going to put on you. Just when you get into a pissing match with someone with power of arrest, who's going to win? Don't say anything as a rhetorical question, but really, people have been shot for far less. You got to be careful in this life. You only get one. You know what I mean? Really?
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm not, like I said, the only condition is just drive with a license and insurance. You've got lawyers, so they'll take care of you because you have a lawyer. I will waive your appearance. You don't have to waste your time coming to court, but just stay in touch with them. They'll tell you if and when you have to come back to court.
Yes,
If
sir.
they tell me just hold on. If they tell me they can't get a hold of you, if you take off, you pick up a new case, I am going to revoke your bond, put you in jail. No more PR bonds. Just be nice. It's not hard. All right.
Yes,
I'll
sir.
have you sign a receipt, Victoria. We'll have you take a seat while I get your bond conditions. We'll have you sign it, and then you're free to go. Mr. Racine, as you're charged with driving while intoxicated, you have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 180 days in jail to be probated for 12 months. As part of this agreement, you will do a DWI education class, a okay, no victim impact family, I guess, no? Okay. You will also do a TRAS, which is an evaluation to see what other conditions you may need. They may assess more conditions, they may assess no other conditions. If they assess further conditions, you must fulfill them. No drugs, no alcohol, guardian interlock, and 20 hours of community service. Substance abuse treatment as recommended by the TRAS. These are the conditions for you to successfully complete this probation. If you complete it, regardless, you need to understand that this DWI is going on your record. It will be there for the rest of your life. You can never take it off. From now on, you will be facing a minimum of 30 days in jail for any new cases you pick up. Because this is going on your record, you get caught in a car driving, cop pulls you over, you have the faintest smell of alcohol, they see this DWI. It's probably not going to go well for you. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
So even if you've had a sip of alcohol, I wouldn't get into a car because you're taking a huge risk. You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, it goes on your record. It's going to be there forever. Like I said, you give up this right to appeal. Now, on this probation, no drugs, no alcohol for an entire year. If we find that you're using, if you don't do your community service on time, if you fail to do your class on time, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. I'm going to put you in jail and bring you back out, and we're going to have a hearing to determine whether you violated this probation. You're looking at 180 days if you do. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Do you still want to do this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How do you plead to the offense? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I'm going to find you guilty. I'm going to send you to the agreement. Before we leave, can you run his license to see whether he...
Yes, I can do that right now. It is currently suspended for ALR.
Right. That's what I figured. Your license currently is suspended because of the administrative license revocation hearing. You are not allowed to drive. So if you drove here, you may not drive home. Do you understand? So you're going to have to get someone else to drive the car home for you. Because you don't have a license now, we will require you to obtain a portable device that you're going to take with you to prove to us that you're not consuming alcohol while you're on this probation. So let's make it a condition that he get his license back. Now I'm adding on another condition that you need to get your license back. It's not hard. I think all you have to do is just pay a reinstatement fee.
Okay.
That's it. So it's not difficult, but you need to do that. And if you don't, if you start driving on this probation, you don't have a license, you're looking at 180 days. So don't just drive. You need to ensure that your license is valid with DPS. Once you pay that reinstatement fee, it takes 2 to 3 weeks just to get back in. So don't just start driving once you pay it because it's not reflected in the system. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Good luck, bud.
Thank you, Your
All
Honor.
right. Thank you, City. Good morning, Mr. Callahan.
Good morning, sir.
Sir, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and/or a $2,000 fine. You've worked out an agreement. They're offering you 6 days in jail, credit for the 2 days that you've done. This is a plea. It's a plea of guilty. You need to understand this charge will go on your record. It's going to be there for the rest of your life. It's even there after you die. It's important because if you get pulled over, officers see this, they come up to your car, they smell alcohol, it's probably not going to go well for you. And what we're doing today, time served, you're facing a minimum of 30 days in jail after today. Do you understand? It's a true first.
Double check. I believe it is your honor, but.
The other thing that you need to understand is that DWI is extremely big business in Texas, meaning that there's a $3,000 surcharge that tacks onto you when you have a case like this. And if you don't pay it, you sit 1 day in jail for every $100 you owe. We all make mistakes, and I'm going to waive that for you today. But if you continue to make the same mistakes where you endanger other people's lives, it just gets so much worse. A second DWI, $6,000 surcharge. Do you understand? All right. We all make mistakes. Just don't make another one. You know what I mean? You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you accept this, there's no turning back. It's going to go on your record. Is this what you want to do? All right. How do you plead to the offense? Guilty or not guilty? I'm going to find you guilty. I also have to suspend your license. I will suspend it for the minimum, which is 90 days. Do not drive until you get a license. Good luck to you, sir. All right. Please say the third. You're charged with possession of marijuana. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You have worked out an agreement. They're offering you 3 days in jail, credit for the 1 day that you've done. You need to understand that this charge will go on your record. It's going to be there for the rest of your life. From now on, you're facing a minimum of 30 days in jail. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You're giving up a lot of rights by entering into this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you accept this, there's no turning back. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Is this what you want to do? How do you plead to the offense? Guilty or not guilty? I'm going to find you guilty. I'm going to follow the agreement. Good luck to you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
And we'll roll your court costs. Mr. Butler.
Judge, how much time should you give for Dina?
3 weeks, whatever she wants.
I'm untouchable.
I mean, I will the record, or does it matter? Man?
Yeah.
Okay. Basically, Judge, our argument in the writ is that even if there's a detainer, he shouldn't be held in custody over 48 hours. We cite some case law.
He's on bond.
Bond. Mhm.
So I don't know what I can do to release him. And so when I was going to call the court manager's office, figure out why is he still being held? Because he's on bond. Why has immigration why have they not picked them up? And because I'm confused, I'm as much as confused as you.
Who's we talking about?
What's the name again?
Martinez? Who?
Martinez.
Because a bench warrant was requested. So Billy called about this one because she was tuning in. And she says that he's here because we bench warrant him here. And that if y'all want him to go back, then we have to do a bench warrant return.
But my question is, and because that's
We
why.
bench warrant people here because people ask him to be bench warranted. We don't do it on our own, right? So someone has to ask us. So someone must have asked for the bench warrant.
I believe it's prior attorney because we're doing this pro bono because we were helping him with the immigration case,
Okay.
filed the bench warrant. But as
So
far
we
as,
can do a return.
yes, Judge, but as far as I know, like the court stated, he paid the bond, so there's no reason for him to be detained. I have no problem, it's his return. That's fine too. But it's something that it seems to me that lately it's happening more than it should, and that's why we filed that writ.
Lawyers ask us to do with when these things happen. So if someone wants a bond revoked so that they don't go to immigration, we do it. If someone wants to have a bond so they can go to immigration, we do it. I always do what defense lawyers ask with regard to this. So,
And I'm aware of that.
so someone asked them to be brought here. My feeling is so that they could take care of the case before he gets deported. That's what we normally do. So.
I believe that that was done before we were helping him with his immigration
So-
case.
So what we'll do now is we can send him back when he gets back to immigration.
Oh,
That way,
perfect.
guys, you can make the
Because he already
bond.
has a bond, yeah.
Yeah, and I won't revoke it here. The only thing I'm gonna ask you to do is that when you do make the bond over there, bring him here so we can do conditions.
Yes, sir.
And then we'll just keep it open until you guys are ready. So just let her know to do the return and then,
I'll be-
I don't know how long it'll take to get it like back, but,
That's why we filed the writ, Judge.
hey Vic, when we do the return to go back there, how long does it take to get him back?
I mean, they're here pretty often, so I mean, I'm sure, he'll be back.
Yeah, and he should be detained for more than 48 hours because usually if not, that's
But
why they're
unless- yes,
released.
but unless there's other circumstances, and when there's an immigration detainer, it's not us that's technically holding him, it's the immigration.
That's why we are in the motion, Judge. If the court could take a look whenever it has a chance, it would be
Sure.
good.
Yeah, but we'll do the return now so that we can just get him back in.
Whatever is fast, that's fine because
This is the fastest way,
they will.
Do you want me,
right?
Yes, to send them back, yes.
we can do that. Do you want me to put that application for writ of habeas corpus in queue, the one that he's talking about?
But I don't know, like if I grant it, I mean, it's just.
Can I ask just a favor,
Thank you,
Judge? If the court just, I mean, I think whatever is faster, I'm fine with that because we already got a bond for him there. But if
I
the court
think
could
what
take,
she's saying is probably the fastest.
but if the court could also, whenever have a chance,
Take a
take a
look
look
at
at my
it.
motion, okay?
Okay,
And maybe it's
just let
just,
her know and then we'll get it done for you now today.
thank you, sir. Thank you.